Alright, let's get it. UFC Abu Dhabi is on the way this Saturday. Really good fight night, by the way. Loaded main card, bunch of good fights. Had a co-main event fallout, and it's still a really good card. I'm excited to talk about it. Let's get right into it. I'm just gonna go over the first I think 4 fights, because honestly they're not really worth talking about. I'd rather give a proper breakdown for the fights that people actually do care about, instead of kind of just going over ones, so it's just some unranked guys that we really don't give a fuck about. So let's get into that with the ones that I actually, honestly, this is just the ones that I care about, to be honest with you. But my video, so you can click off if you want. First one, bantamweight, Davy Grant versus Damone Blackshear. Really good fight. Davy Grant is one of the he's a hallmark vet of the UFC. He's a 40-year-old English guy. Just goes out there, scraps, still has really good hands, good scrambles, good takedown defense. But Damone Blackshear's a fucking monster on the ground. He's a beast. He's bigger than Grant. He's gonna get longer. We saw in his last fight against Alex Tanguy that he can also strike on the outside. So then we're seeing that from him in this fight, just some striking on the outside and then mixing that into takedowns. And while I think Grant can outstrike him on the feet, he should be able to at this point. Although we may see some decline from Davy Grant at this point in his career, I think Blackshear will be able to work into takedowns, get dominant positions, get the back, and if he's at that spot, Grant has been submitted before in his career. So I think either Blackshear will be able to just ride up those positions and have a mix of that and just being able to stay long in range on the feet and win a decision, or we'll find a submission once he does get that dominant position on the ground. So just kick it off. I'm going to go with Damone Blackshear, probably by decision though. I think Grant can tough it out and last the whole 15. Mosman Salikov and Carlos Leal now. It's a fight between Mosman Salikov. He's still good, right? He's he's old, he's 40, just got a KO. He beat Ponzinibbio, KO'd Son Kenan back in China. He's still good, right? He's had some losses, win loss, and at the unranked welterweight pool. He's not bad. I think the thing that comes with this fight is that these guys start very differently. Leal is a very fast starter. Where you saw him in his last fight against Morono, he just marched him down, landed big shots, hurt him, finished the fight. Whereas Salikov kind of takes time to build into a fight. He has to get his setups. He throws a lot of unorthodox kicks, kicks based off timing to throw up the opponent. I just don't think Leal will be able to get him. Will let him get started. Really, I think just from the opening bell, he's just going to pressure forward. He has brutal Muay Thai. To be honest, he has really brutal Muay Thai. He's going to get up in the face of Salikov, not give him. Basically, get away, just brush right past his kicking range, if that makes sense, and just land bombs, honestly. And I think just once enough of those land, Salikov has been KO'd in the past by Randy Brown. I think Leal's a bigger puncher than Brown, to be honest with you. He's just going to move forward, just kind of nullify the kicking range, the kicks of Salikov, and just go land bombs. Maybe see early TKO for Leal, either first round or maybe early second, if Salikov can move around on the outside and last that first 5 minutes. I think I'm gonna go Carlos Leal by KO. Headliner of the prelims, Bryce Mitchell dropping down to bantamweight against Said Magomedov. I broke down a Bryce Mitchell fight a few months ago when he fought Gene Silva, and that was harsh against Bryce because I don't think he's that good, and I still don't think he's that good. And I rewatched the Bryce Mitchell fight, and I still don't think he's very good. Bryce has a lot of flaws, man. He just he's just outsized at featherweight, so the move down makes sense, and he's gonna be, probably bigger than Said. To be honest with you, Said's not the biggest bantamweight ever, but I think he's had a pretty big skill disadvantage here. He was at a skill disadvantage. The way I look at his fights and Mitchell's career in scope, when he fights guys that are dynamic, it doesn't look good. When he fights guys who are more, plotty, move around, looks for a shot, doesn't scramble as well, doesn't have submission threats, he does tend to do better against those guys. You see that with Dan Ige, Nick Kron Gracie, some of his wins recently. I guess Barbosa is dynamic, but he got an older Barbosa when he did fight him. Whereas the guys he's losing to, like Emmett, big KO power, that was just Bryce being like a lamb, to be honest with you. And then Ilya and John Silva, who are both very dynamic. But like, you watch his fight with John Silva, the amount of times he shot double legs or single legs and with his head on the outside and just left his head there for, either a guillotine or ninja chokes, just honestly like just basic single leg defense. If you're counting with the submission, either a guillotine or a ninja choke. Saeed's finished guys in the UFC throughout his career with guillotines and ninja chokes. So I see Bryce going into this fight on the feet. He's going to notice that there's a huge speed disadvantage because Saeed's fast as fuck. To be honest with you, like he took a round, looked really good, kind of dog walked Vinicius Oliveira in the first round. I know a lot of guys do it to Vinny Oliveira, but like Kyle Phillips just did that on the past pay-per-view. But he's going to have a big speed advantage against Bryce, and Bryce is going to notice that, and then he shoots a takedown with his head on the outside again, because he just says he did it like repeatedly, right, to the point where it's like that's something he just does now. That's a tendency of his. And you're doing that to a guy with a brutal guillotine or a ninja choke. And he got put to both of those by Jean Silva, who we don't know is a submission guy. And now we're looking at, and we know Saeed. We know him as some of a submission guy now. So I'm going to go Saeed and Nurmagomedov by submission in the first round. I think Bryce just puts himself in compromising positions here. And he gets submitted early. I don't like Bryce Mitchell. Am I a bit biased? Yeah, sure. But I just think I think if they wanted to get him a bantamweight matchup that he could win, like he'd be Cody Garbrandt. I think he'd be Cody Garbrandt, and like they put on that fight. You give him a guy where it's just his weaknesses play into his strengths, kind of thing. So I'm going with Saeed. First round submission. Moving upwards. Nikita Krylov and Bogdan Guskov. So, if I were to give this fight on a number scale, where the fight leans, kind of thing, it's like a 51-49, or a 42-48. So it's a very even fight, like a very coin flip type of fight, the way I see it. I'm going to go with Bogdan Guskov, to be honest with you, because I think he's at a better stage in his career at this point. Like, Krylov got knocked out bad by Reyes. He got stung bad, like in some of the opening parts of that fight. And I think it's just another thing where like Krylov could have had success against Reyes because Reyes would kind of play his game where he's bouncing out on the outside with kicks. Reyes is just a really good counter striker. Whereas Guskov isn't going to play that game with Krylov, I don't think. I think he's going to march forward and land boxing combinations, which is what he did to Alakena. Krylov's path to victory here is the grappling, though. Like you saw, Alakena took him down, got a body triangle, and had his back for the whole round, essentially. So, like, if he can do that, you would think that Krylov can do that as well, because Krylov's a really seasoned grappler, also, with submissions in the UFC. But I think on the feet, it's going to be Guskov is kind of going to muscle him. Like, that's big for 205. Like, he's a fucking unit. And he lands big shots in the feet. So I think Guskov's kind of just going to march through him, break him against the fence, land body shots, just big shots against the feet. Kind of honestly walk through him a bit, or a lot. So, he's going to go with Guskov by round 1 KO. But the way I see Krylov winning this fight is through grappling. I think if he does take him down, he can out-grapple him and submit him. So, that's kind of got both guys past the victory there. Next fights. Asu Amabayev and Jose Ochoa. Ooh, even matchup? This is weird. This is a weird one. Even matchup, I'd say. Like, both guys can... I'm gonna pick Jose Ochoa, I think. Because Like, you look at the grappling, like, Almabayev can also very, very easily win this. Again, this is another one of those, like, 50-50 kind of fights, in my opinion. Almabayev can out-grapple Ochoa. I'd hope so, because he's the grappler in this fight, right? And if he can't, he's going to lose outright. But that's where I think that Ochoa can match the grappling of Almabayev, and he can land bigger shots in the feet. Like, you think, like, okay, Ochoa can do damage to someone, right? Like, he can do damage, he can have moments against his opponent, right? Like, he had submission attempts against Lorna Kavanaugh, knocked out Cody Durden. Whereas Almabayev doesn't do damage, really. Like, how do you want to pick someone that's not going to do damage? I can't really see damage. I can't really see doing damage in this fight. It's a lean to Ochoa. Like, it's a 52-48 again, I guess, for Jose Ochoa. I just think that he can somewhat match the grappling. And when it is on the feet, he'll be able to land bigger shots and more damaging shots. Also has a range advantage, height advantage. We'll be able to stay on the outside and prolong the amount of time that he is on the feet. And again, when he is on the feet, he's going to be able to outdo Almabayev. It's just like not getting your back taken and controlled for like a round and a half, and kind of don't give the Abu Dhabi judges a reason to give the fight to Almabayev, because we know there's shady judging in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, I'm going to go with Ochoa by decision, probably. Toss-up fight, though, honestly. Next one, Shar Magomedov and Marc-Andre Barriou, fellow Canadian. He's going to get his ass beat, honestly. Although he's a Canadian, he's going to get his ass beat by Shara. Yeah, like, Shara got just outstruck by MVP, who's just a better striker than him. And now as a consolation, I think that's the right word, consolation. For that, they're just giving him a punching bag, Marc-Andre Barriou. And he'll be able to style on him, I think. I know, actually. Like, he'll be able to land his knees, elbows, just have a crazy speed advantage, throw his crazy kicks, and Barriou will be able to just take it. I do think we'll see a decision, though, because like, I think this fight played similar to the Mikhail Oleksiejczuk fight that Shara had last year, where Barriou was just kind of he's going to move forward, take shots, maybe get KO'd, because he's gotten KO'd in the past. Always come off a KO win. Like, if you're getting KO'd by Dustin Stoltzfus, you probably will get, or maybe you may get KO'd by Shara, but Shara doesn't have like the punching power, really. So like, he needs to land some crazy technique, like a double spinning back fist, like he had against Petrosian, or you have to be a complete can, like Chikoli. But I'm not gonna really foresee that he lands some crazy technique like that. Like, again, if he hits him with a spinning wheel kick, like he'll KO him, right? Spinning elbow, anything like that of that sort, and he can do that. But what I think is more likely to happen is that he just kind of styles on him for 3 rounds. Like, maybe throwing a 10-8 somewhere in there. But Barriou reaches a punching bag for the whole fight, and Shara gets a win back in Abu Dhabi. Hooray! Huge step down in competition as far as striking goes. Like, going from MVP to, Marc-Andre, it's a complete joke, to be honest with you. So Shara should take advantage and style on him, I think, to a pretty dominant 3-0 decision. Co-main events. Like, I'm excited for this one. I'm excited to just watch Jan, right? Like, that's kind of, I guess that's the appeal for me, to watch Jan again. McGhee's good. He's good. He's fast. He's technical. I think his last fight wasn't really much of a fight, though. Martinez just didn't throw at all. And when he did have him hurt with the leg kicks, he didn't just keep going. He went away from it, to be honest with you. Can't throw the fight, in my opinion. But you gotta go Petr Yan in this fight, to be honest with you. Like, there's no, like, oh, Marcus McGhee may just clip Petr Yan. He may clip Yan and just get him out of there with a big shot. This is just I think this could be another version of Yan versus Song Yadong, which we saw. Because I think Song's just a better version of Marcus McGhee. He has better wrestling. Maybe McGhee has better kicks, maybe, but that won't really matter much against Jan, I think. He's never really been compromised by kicks. Like, even like O'Malley couldn't really utilize kicks that effectively against him. It was more so knees up the middle and long shots, which I don't think McGhee's really going to have, even with the range advantage here. And it's just going to be Jan styling on him, really. Like, he got into his bag against Song Yadong, got into his bag against Jason Figueiredo. He's able to land takedowns. I know McGhee has a person using the stats in this video. I know he has 100% takedown defense, but I don't buy it. Like, aside from Jonathan Martinez, who's like a good like gatekeeper into the top 15, maybe ranked like 12 to 15 in the division, going from that and a bunch of cans in his career before that to fucking Petr Yan. It's going to be a huge skill shock, honestly, when he gets in there and Jan's like countering his shots, countering him with stuff he's never seen before, to be honest with you. Jan's just going to be in his bag, man, to be honest. To be real. He can go to the takedowns also. Like, I noticed when watching Jan fights, like, he's really good at having moments. Like, really good at having moments where, like, he may be, like, a round maybe going tit for tat, like him, and doesn't matter if it's Corey Sandhagen or Song Yadong or Sean O'Malley, Jose Aldo. He finds moments where he'll just throw honestly a fucked 4-piece combination, ends it with a takedown, or ends it with a huge body shot, or a huge uppercut, or a huge hook. And he gets these like oohs and ahs moments, like 2 to 3 in a close round, that gives him the round. And consistently he does this. This is how he won the Song Yadong fight. Yeah, and like I said, this is like a similar fight to the Song Yadong fight. I think McGhee's a worse version of Song Yadong. As long as Jan doesn't come into this much worse than he did in that fight, he'll win. He's the favorite. He should be the big favorite. And I think he's going to win a 3-0 decision here. Like, 2 3-0 scorecards and maybe 1 29-28. Because, like, someone wants to give McGhee the first round. But I think McGhee's pretty unmatched here. I'm going to go with Jan by decision. Okay. On to the main event. Whittaker and DeRitter. I haven't seen a single person take DeRitter, to be honest with you. I don't watch many breakdowns, to be honest with you. I just kind of drains on my brain of my own thought. But I know the consensus is Whittaker, but I think I'm going with Reinder DeRitter. And it is like part of that pick is vibes based. He's on a good run right now. And I know going from Bowen to Robert Whittaker is a huge jump. I understand that. And throughout this breakdown, you're going to notice me making points for Whittaker as well as making points for DeRitter. I just, it's about just being objective. Whoever wins this fight, it's going to be because it's going to depend on where the fight takes place and what pace the fight takes place at. When you watch Whittaker fights and you have it next to a DeRitter fight, they're completely different paces. I mean, these guys are doing well. Whittaker is doing well. You will watch the Costa fight. He's bouncing around the outside, as is Costa. They're both bouncing around the outside, and Whittaker's able at darting in and out. 1-2 out, 1-2 hook out, 1-2 head kick out, sharp leg kick, sharp leg kick, sharp leg kick, good jack. Like, he's able to be, have this constant volume and just keep moving around. And if it's a movement, high-paced fight, Whittaker's gonna fucking school DeRitter, because DeRitter is slow. He's slow, and he moves forward. He plods forward. He moves like he's in like quicksand, kind of. And if the fight is taking place at that pace, Whittaker's gonna win. Maybe by KO, but either by KO or a dominant decision. But all of that. But if the fight takes place at DeRitter's pace, I think he fucking has a chance to manhandle Rob, bro. Like, he has a huge height advantage, huge reach advantage, huge physicality advantage. He's gonna try and grab Whittaker, drag him into the clinch, get takedown, be relentless. throw knees in the clinch. We know now he has brutal knees. I know it's bone nickel. I know he's not really a complete MMA fighter, but those fucking knees are damaging. Just because, you know, like, he landed those shit. Like, he landed a bunch of knees. He lands a bunch of knees in the clinch all the time. He has really effortless jiu-jitsu. Great back takes. Good scrambles. You've seen Whittaker get manhandled before. You've seen him get out of physicality by Jerkis, by Chimaev. And I know this is Jerkis and Chimaev, two guys who are fighting for the fucking world title. But Ritter fits that mold where he can just out physicality you. I think he'll probably go through a rough round and a half, where like he's trying to just get to Whittaker, and Whittaker's moving around and jabbing and moving and jabbing and leg kicks and 1-2s and moving. But eventually, I think we'll get to him via the clinch, body locks, trips, take him down. And he has fucking very superior grappling to Whittaker. Honestly, he does. And that's not because I saw Whittaker get, you know, his jaw snapped by Chimaev, but like Joe's a really good grappler, and he's fucking massive. The guy fought at heavyweight like a few years ago. He's huge. And he's good at using that size and physicality advantage over people. And he's going to do it here. So, it's a bit of a contrarian pick, but I'm going to go with De Ritter by like a third round submission, I think. I think he goes for a rough first 2 rounds, but he thugs it out on the feet. He uses his range to be as safe as possible, and then over the course of the fight, he just drags Whittaker into deep waters. I know it's crazy because we're talking about Robert Whittaker here. And his pick could blow up in my face. I think he's going to be able to slow down the pace of the fight. I think he is. But, like I said, if Whittaker is going to win this, he has to have the fight at his pace. Moving around. Don't slow down. Don't back yourself to the cage unnecessarily. Because that's what will get you in troubling spots with Ritter. So I'm going to go with the Ritter submission. Overall, recap of everything I just said if you didn't listen to anything for the last 20 minutes. But Ritter by submission, Yana by decision, Shara by decision, Ochoa by decision, Gruskop by KO, Saeed by submission, Leal by KO, Blackshear by Leal by KO, Blackshear by decision, and for the hell of it, I'll throw in these ones too. Richie by decision, because that's fight's a literal coin flip. You know, Ebo by KO, because Elkan is too small for light heavyweights. Steven Nugent, because Yaya should not be in the UFC. And Marcus Buchecha, because Martin Budai is a bag of milk. Lovely card. It's going to be really fun to watch. I will try to get a recap in with some next fights. Also I'm going to combine the next 2 Apex cards and just break down the meaningful fights out of those 2. I'm going to try to do that also. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Take care.